The headline about Rigathi Gachagua opening up on how he obtained his brother's wealth, especially after the family reportedly sought intervention from William Ruto, as all the ingredients of classic African political theater: inheritance, authority, family elders, and a public explanation served hot like roadside mutura. I want us to unpack this moment with practical wisdom and some bit of humor. You see, when wealth enters the compound, relatives suddenly become accountants. African elders were right when they said, when the meat is roasting, even those who are not hungry gather near the fire. You see, inheritance conversations rarely remain private, especially when the meat looks like land, especially when the meat looks like money or influence. Once wealth appears, cousins appear, uncles appear, aunties appear, even neighbors begin remembering their emotional contribution to the deceased's success. A brother buys 2 plots quietly. Another brother buys 10 plots quietly. Suddenly, the family meeting agenda changes from tea and mandazi to let us clarify some historical matters. You see, seeking presidential intervention in family wealth issue is peak African politics. Traditionally, African disputes escalate in levels. Level 1 is family elders. Level 2 is clan elders. Level 3 is the chief. Level 4 is church committee. And then finally, someone suggests calling the president. So when a matter reaches the level of a presidential mention, it means the goat has already jumped over 3 fences. Kikuyu elders were right when they said, a homestead is not built by one woman alone. Meaning, wealth, legacy, and inheritance really belong to only one narrative. This is like 2 brothers arguing over who owns the television remote. Then suddenly, the caretaker calls the landlord. Now the whole estate knows something serious is happening. Explaining wealth publicly is like explaining how stew became sweet. In African households, nobody questions the cook when food tastes normal. But when the stew tastes too sweet, someone quietly asks, what exactly did you add? African elders were right when they said, when the soup is too rich, the cook must explain the ingredients. Public explanation about inherited wealth usually signal that the political kitchen has many observers standing near the cooking pot. If a student suddenly starts arriving at campus, driving a Prado instead of a Probox, classmates don't accuse immediately. They just begin asking very polite questions. Group discussions, iko wapi, leo. You see, invoking family dispute in politics is like washing clothes at the riverbank. Swahili elders were right when they said, usifue nguo zako chafu mtoni ambapo kila mtu anaona. Do not wash dirty clothes at the river where everyone is watching. But African politics sometimes works the opposite way. Clothes are washed at the river because everyone is watching. And why is that? Because public explanation can become political defense. This is like a landlord announcing loudly to tenants, just for clarity, I did not increase rent unfairly. Once such an announcement is made, everyone knows rent has become a national issue. You see, presidential intervention language signals political symbolism, not just family tension. When a president's name appears in a family wealth conversation, it usually means one of three things. Number one, it means authority is being invoked. Secondly, it means legitimacy is being reinforced. Thirdly, it means political alignment is being communicated. African elders were right when they said, the child who knows how to wash his hands eats with elders. Mentioning presidential involvement subtly communicates that this matter is not just a kitchen discussion, it has reached the dining table. You see, in African politics, inheritance stories are rarely just about inheritance. They are often about legitimacy, they are often about loyalty, they are often about legacy, they are often about political positioning. Because another proverb reminds us, when brothers fight over land, strangers start measuring the boundaries. You see, whenever internal disputes surface, outsiders begin calculating political advantage. Two matatu drivers arguing over a stage position rarely notice when a third driver quietly parks between them and takes passengers. This is less about wealth and more about narrative control. African elders were right when they said, when the drum sounds different, it is not always the skin that changed, it may be the drummer. Public explanation about inherited wealth during politically sensitive seasons are rarely accidental. They serve three purposes. Number one, defending reputation. Number two, calming supporters. Number three, signaling strength. Or in Nairobi estate language, this is not just someone explaining where the cow came from. This is someone explaining why the cow is still in his compound and who witnessed the transaction. My name is Rigathi, and watch out for the next analysis.